So, World Liberty Finance, is this the coin that everyone's talking about that could do a big number this bull market? Or is it just another money grab? Many people believe the Trump family launched the meme coin and everything else, and it was all about money. But World Liberty Finance is starting to play out very interestingly. Lots of stuff coming, but how do they shake the fact they blacklisted a number of wallets? Well, we're going to break down the latest that's going on with World Liberty Finance and what's my view of whether this is a good project and what is the potential in the long run. As ever, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in the crypto market. And don't forget, check out that link to become a member of the channel, get free alpha and a VIP section in our Discord. So definitely worth the few bucks a month. Right, with that being said, let's get into it. So, World Liberty Finance, it's out, it's trading, but it hasn't been the smoothest of rides, I'm sure you'll agree, with many people debating this is just being a money grab, and the reason being with all of these massive wallet locks, which has never been a good thing, namely Justin Sun, and recently a Polygon dev coming out saying that this was just a massive pump and dump, and they stole his money. This is very interesting indeed. The fact of the matter is that the crypto developers accused World Liberty Financial, a crypto project with ties to US President Donald Trump, of stealing his funds by refusing to unlock his token. Dev Ray Bruno shared an email from World Liberty Finance's compliance team, which flagged his wallet address as high risk due to blockchain exposure. The team said his tokens would not be released. Now, it's stuff like this that generally doesn't go in a good favor. Here is the official email that came in, and more importantly, what that looks like. It says, thank you for reaching out. Unfortunately, due to the high-risk blockchain exposure associated with your wallet address, you will not be able to unlock your tokens. Now, here's the problem. Is this going to happen again? Is this going to be permanently? And more importantly, how does this play out to investors? This is certainly not the way you build a truly decentralized platform and build trust within a community.
But the reality is the banking system in this country is absolutely antiquated. It doesn't work. It's costly. It's slow as hell. You know, I would have never been in crypto had we not been debanked and deplatformed by absolutely everyone. If I wasn't getting the letters from Capital One saying, congratulations, 300 of your accounts are gone overnight, believe me, I wouldn't have found this industry. But this is an industry that within a year, everybody's going to be in. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, every bank, every consumer, because this is just the way of the future. And it's an honor to be part of it. And frankly, I'm glad my father's leading the way on it, because otherwise one of the other countries would get it. And I'm glad I'm glad I look at the 401ks and I see how much they've gone up. And I'm glad I look at inflation and see how much it's gone down. I'm glad interest rates are going to come down. I mean, we're getting our country back.
So certainly if you've been part of it, you'd want to hold this in upstanding merit and make sure that anyone that invested, well, gets the tokens, whether you believe that it's not. And equally, what the hell is blockchain exposure? Who knows? But like I said, this is building out and building a pretty bad rep. Ryan Flong here from World Liberty Finance disclosed possible price manipulation by large token holders. Here is the crux. This is what people are saying that this is happening, and this is why they are basically pivoting on the fact of the blacklisting of wallets. Basically, they're raising concerns over centralized exchange vulnerabilities affecting World Liberty Finance and Tron markets amid heightened volatility and asset freezes. Basically, what they're saying is that people are taking the World Liberty Finance tokens and dumping them on exchanges. Now, there could be a number of reasons. One, the price needs to be lower so that people can get in, or two, well, they want to see it fail given the political ties that this project has. We will probably never know the answer, but does this then give us opportunity, or does it increase the risk? Like I said, the fact here that a number of people are not getting their tokens does speak volumes, not in a good way. But when we then take that into the actual price, the chart, and fundamentally understand what that means, well, is this therefore a good news story? Let's take a look at the price action right now. And actually, World Liberty Finance did have a solid run, breaking above the 23-cent range, and is holding right now on the 20-day exponential moving average. What's interesting, though, is it's starting to play a very interesting pattern here out in this flag. Now, are we therefore going to see a breakout as institutions come in? World Liberty Finance unlocks tokens, and hopefully they can all put this to bed. In fact, the narrative right now in the markets is that RWA, as well as these DeFi players, forget Bitcoin, forget meme coins. It's going to be about tokenization. World Liberty Finance is setting out to do that as well. Listen to the CEO of Robinhood and how he sets this out.
I believe it will make it easier to invest in American companies if you're outside the world. It will also bring the markets into 24/7 and fully on-chain. and get all the benefits that crypto technology levies on these traditional assets. So I think it's time to move beyond Bitcoin and meme coins into real-world assets that exhibit fundamental utility.
Now, given that WLFI Finance wants to bring things like the WLFI Financial app, as well as lend and borrow USD1, as well as governed and tokenization and everything else all under, guess what, an exchange roof, probably plays out pretty favorable in the long run as to where the project's going to go. So where do we think the price could head to? Well, the reality is, if you take a look just at this launch, yes, it came in at a $40 billion valuation. That is a huge valuation at the point at which this launched. Yes, this could be the argument that we saw the dip down as we see those selling, and now it's starting to come back to the upside as people move away from the potential risks and start to look in terms of the opportunity. Therefore, WLFI Finance could start to actually play out pretty favorably. Could this get to $1? Could it go even higher? Well, the short-term price action would be to get back over this range of around 25 cents, showing that there is upside momentum and bulls are stepping in. Bearish sentiment, though, is here. We do need to be mindful of that. But a break with the market, a move on Bitcoin, and don't forget, this is a big week, could actually start to see WLFI Finance push to the upside. My price prediction on WLFI Finance would be, if we take the bottom of the dip to the potential top of where we currently are, this gives us a very interesting pattern as you start to play this narrative out. This, therefore, for me, would give me a very interesting price prediction of short-term 30 cents, but I think a breakup of this 30 cents line therefore gives us a confirmation that we will see a much higher move and potentially even going way above the launch valuation around $40 billion. So it's all going to be dependent on these token unlocks, whether they continue to burn tokens, remove supply, and more importantly, how they build this out. But they can't shake the fact that they blocked those wallets. This is going to be something I think they need to face. I think they need to come out and talk about it. And yes, they can hide behind the fact they think exchanges are selling, that people like Justin Sun are trying to dump the price. Buyers look like they're stepping in, and WLFI Finance may end up being the top 10 cryptocurrency. Could it even breach the top 5? Well, it's got a long way to go, but with presidential backing and a desire to do well, it might not be the worst bet in the world. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of WLFI Finance. Did you buy in? Or are you sitting this one out? And don't forget, if you are interested in supporting my work here on the channel, do hit that subscribe button and join our members group. You're going to get a little cool emoji as well as some premium alpha Discord content that not everyone gets. So definitely worth those few bucks a month. As ever, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.